Okay, at this video we're going to talk about GCF. GCF, if you want to factor like find GCF like 24 and 30, we had it earlier. What is GCF of this? Or GCD in the calculator, say GCD. See, greatest common factor. What do? You write the factor for these two numbers, and like for example, you want to solve this, simplify the expression like 24 x to the power of to the power of 6 and minus 30 to the x to the power of 5, and this is it's going to be 6 x 5, x is 3. So what you have to do to find the GCF of these two numbers, and then also for both of them, you do for both, actually you find you want to find the x, you want like x here is going to be x is equal to 5. 5 is in x to the power of 6, you x to the power of 6, so 5 is going to be x. So you can factor out x to the power of 5. Now let's first of all find the GCF of these two, like 24. We say 24, it could be, see what you do, you divide this number by prime number and also with other number too. First of all, what you do, you say 24 divided by 1. See, comes here division. If you divide it by 1, it's going to be 24. Divided by 2 is going to be 12. Divided by 3 is going to be 8. Divided by 4 is going to be 6. We cannot divide by 5, and then 6 we already did, because you divide 24 by 6, it's going to get 4. If you divide 24 by 4, it's going to get 6. So 7, 8, 9, 10, and then we cannot up to 24. 12, 13, 14, 15, you can do it on 12. So what you do, you write down here these factors. 24, the factor for 24 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 12, 24, up to 24. We are up to 24 here. And for the number 30, we write, divide by 1, 30 times 1, and this is getting a little bit less light. We want more. So it's going to be 30 times 1. Then we divide it by 2. 30 divided by 2 is going to be 15. We say 15 times 2 is going to be 30. And when you divide by 3, it's going to be 10. So 10 times 3. And 4, we all divide this number by, and then by 4. We can't divide by 4 because it's not divisible by 4. We had remainder 5. We can do it by 5. 5 times 6 is going to be 30. 7, 8, 9, 10. We can do 10, but it's already there, or 15 is already there. So it's going to be 30 is going to be 1. We write all these factors: 2, 3, 5, 6, 10, 15, 30. And you see the greatest common factors. You see these are factors for 30, and this factor. The greatest one, what is going to be the greatest one? It's going to be 6. So because the 1 also is one of the common factors, 2 and 3. But the greatest one between these two numbers is 6. So GCF is equal to 6. GCF of what number? Of 24 and 30. Okay. Now let's finish this one. We were talking about that this expression, we're going to simplify it. So GCF 24 and 30 was 6. So what we do here, we say 6, the common factor, and then the common actual factor in variables, it's x5, the common factor actually. So what's going to be, we say x5, and then when divided by 24 is going to be 4x, because actually what you do, you divide, 24x3 divided by 6x5. What's going to be? It's going to be 4, and then this x6 minus, you write this, we talked about it earlier, we write the at the numerator, we write here, we can say x6 times x to the minus 5. We can write this one, so we can say here that you're going to simplify. It's going to be 4, and then x 6 minus 1 is going to be x, so it's going to be 4x. Okay, and the same thing, the division, the same thing we do for this one. 30 x5 divided by divided by the 6 and x to the power of 5, which we find out that we can get x5 out of this one, and so it's going to be cancelled out. It's going to be 5, so it's going to be minus 5, and now we have 6 or 3. We have at the bottom. Now we are going to simplify. You say that you can say 6 and 6 cancels out, and x5 we can bring it up, x to the power of minus 3 times 4x minus 5. Actually, you can cancel it. You said we have 3x here, we have 3x, and there we are at the top we have 5x. So 3x of this 3x cancels out. It's going to be x to the power of 2 in 2x. So here we can write this one like this. This one is equal to this. So what's going to happen is going to be x. We write x here, and add these two together. It's going to be 2 4x minus 5. So actually the solution is going to be, this one is going to be x2, and then x2 times 4x2. So this is one of the things that you should always learn that how to we get the GCF of these two, and then simplify. So let's find out about other numbers. We are going to find the GCF of other numbers. Let's talk about 20 and 45. We write here 20 and 45. What we do here, we say like the same thing. We factor 3. We are going to find out what are the factors of 20. We can write here, divide by 1, 1, 2, 3, to see how these things go. Divided by 1 is going to be 20. 20 divided by 1 is going to be 20. And divided by 2 is going to be 10. We cannot divide by 3 because, we have even number at the end. And 4, yeah, we can do that. 20 divided by 4 is going to be 5. So divided by 4 is going to be 5. Divided by 6 is 7, 8, 9, 10. We already did 10. And then 20. 20 we already did. So, how about 45? 45 we can divide it by 1. It's going to be 1 times 45. These are the factors. The first one, the second one we divided, we cannot divide by 2, but we can be divided by 3, because if you add these to 5 plus 4 is going to be 9. 9 is divisible by 3, so 45 is divisible by 3. It's going to be 3 times 15. And then we cannot divide by 4, we can divide by 5. 5 times 45, you just do it, myself sometimes. 9, it's going to be 9. 9, so, and you cannot do 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So these are the, so let's write it down here. 20, the factors of 20, 1, 2, 4, 5, 10, 20. And factor of 45 is equal 1, 3, 5, 9, 15, and 45. So the greatest common factor of these two numbers, you just find that it's going to be 5. So this here is going to be 5. So let's find another number here. Like for example, we choose one of the numbers that's hard to find GCF of that. I mean, not hard, but see, 7 and 4. 7 and 4. See, GCF of 7, we say that 7, we divide it by 1, 1 times 7. And then we cannot divide by 2, by 3, by 4, by 5, and only 1 and 7. That's why we call this number 7 is a prime number, and only divisible by itself and 1. So in here, with 7, only we have factors 1 and 7. How about 4? 4, we can divide it by 1. 1 times 4 is going to be 4. 1 times 4 is the factors. Then divided by 2 is going to 2 times 2. It's going to be, you cannot divide it by 3, or you can divide it by 4, which is we did. 4 divided by 1 is going to be 4. 4 divided by 4 is going to be 1. So we write this one for 4. It's going to be 1, 2, 4. See, their only common factor is 1. So actually, you know, the common factor of 7 and 4 is 1, because there is no other factor that is common to both. So let's find another number. Let's well, let's see. Is it 36 and 46? See, what are the numbers that is divisible by both? GCF 36, we say 1 times 36 divided by 2, 2 times 18 divided by 3 is going to be 3 times 12. 4 divided by 4 is going to be 9. Divided by 5 we cannot do. Divided by 6 is going to be 6. So for 46 it's going to be 1 times 46 divided by 2 is going to be 2 times 23 divided by 3, we can do it, divided by 4, we cannot do it, divided by 5, 6, 7, 8, we can do anything more than that, because you know other numbers up to 46 we cannot find anything. So the for 36 is equivalent to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 9, 12, 18, and 36. For 46 is 1, 2, 23, 46. See, the only thing this common you see is 2. It's 2. So GCF of this 2. And you can always check with, you know, you have a calculator and you can check. See what you do, as we talked about it earlier, in calculator here, turn this on, clear, and then we write, we say math, num, and then bring down the cursor to GCD, which is the same as, and then you write those two numbers. You say 36, comma, 46 is 2. So that's so remember that for when you use factoring, when you use factoring, you know, there are two numbers, you know, 9 x2 minus plus 3x. You want to factor, you say 3 is the common factor for these, we write it down. 9 is going to be 1 times 9, 3 times 3, and then there is no other thing. And for 3 is only 1 times 3. So this one has the these are the common these are the factors of 3, and this is 1, 3, 9. So the only things, this is one for 9, the factors for 9, and so the only thing you see is 3. So you write it here with 3x. You can factor x2 from both because they have both x, and this is going to be 3 x plus 1. 3x plus 1. Okay, is that right? If you have to, you can you know, check. Sometimes you make a mistake. You have to check. Is what we do. We multiply 3x by both items. It's going to be 9x2. The first one is going to be 3 plus 3x. You get the same answer. Sometimes you need, okay, no, that's, don't talk about this right now, but we do another one here. Just, you know, if you just practice, you will find out that you can learn all these materials. I'm going to talk about GCD or GCF of 24 and 40. So you write down all those factors. 24 divided by 1 is going to be 24. Divided by 2 is going to be 12. Divided by 3 is going to be 8. Divided by 4 is going to be 6. Divided by 4 is going to be 6. Divided by 5 and no, divided by 6, which is the same as 8, 12. There is no other things in between, like 13. We cannot divide this one by 13. So, and then you write 40. You find the factors 1 times 40. These are all multiplication. Divided by 1. And divided by 1, that's 2, 3. Divided by 1 is going to be 24. Divided by 2 is going to be 4. 12. And let this one. We can divide this one by 2. Divided by 2 is going to be 20. And then divided by 3, we cannot do that. 4, yeah. 4 times 10 is going to be. And then 5, yeah, we can do that. Divided by 5 is going to be 8. 6, no. 7, no. 8, no. 9, no. 10, yeah, we already did 10. And then 11, no. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, 19. And 20 we can do it, and then 21, 22, 23, up to 40. We see there is no other factor for this. So for 24 is, the factors are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 12, 24. So these are the factors for 24. And factor for 40 is going to be 1, 2, 4, 5, 8, 10, 20, 40. And you see what is the greatest common factor between two. So the greatest common factor we see, one of them, two, the other, they're not greatest, that we more than that, we have 8. So it's going to be 8. sometimes, you know, I want you to learn when you factor out. I mean, you think about it, but it's a little bit complicated for now. Like we say, x2 minus x4 24, and then there is a x2 to x to the power of minus 2 here. And you have to factor out somehow that you have minus 2 here, and then, no, not supposed to have this one. We have something like this. We want to eliminate x minus 2. So we have factor x minus 2 times something, and then we have x minus 2, and then cancels out. Okay? So one way to do this, you can do this, because it's multiplication, it's x to the power of 4 minus x to the power of 5. We can write it x to the power of 2. Okay? See what, I mean, you just think about it. You don't, right now, you don't need to, because it's a little bit more complicated. But what is happening here, that we have something like this. So it's going to be x times x6, and then minus x5 and 2, 7. And then what is, we have x to the power of 6, and no, let's don't want to get into details of something that you don't have. It's better to concentrate more. So you find out that these are important part of the mathematics. You know, it's factoring. So you know, keep up with the, you know, the material we are going to talk about next is LCM. Maybe you wanted to like 24 and 324, 430, that you say, and you have to find the LCM of 24 and 30. You can do that. This is multiply this one. This one, you write it here, and then divide this one by 720 divided this one. We see 30 times it's going to be 90, and then 72 divided by 24 times 4, 96. Yeah, yeah, and then see what I'm trying to say. LCM, we use LCM for these purposes. Okay, and so you know, just practice yourself to see the